Hi, I'm Jonathan and welcome to Brain Stuff. Now, when was the last time you got to use an eyelid speculum? You know, those small metal prongs that push your eyelid open, Clockwork Orange style? Well, viddy well, me droogies, I hope the answer is never. But if you have been subject to one of these uncomfortable devices, it's probably because you had corrective surgery to your vision, like I did 4 days ago. Well, see, our corneas are like windows that allow light to pass through to our retinas, where it's converted to electrical signals in our brain. So if you have eyesight problems, it's usually because your eye can't focus on an image onto your retina. For centuries, we've relied on external lenses like glasses or contacts for correction, but with modern technology, surgeons can actually alter the shape of the eye itself using lasers to change its focal point. So the most popular technique is called LASIK, which stands for Laser Assisted In Situ Keratomileusis. To qualify for LASIK, you'll need to meet a certain range of vision, corneal thickness, and pupil size. Once you've passed that pre-op assessment, you come back for the actual LASIK process conducted by both the surgeon and a technician operating the laser machine itself. They'll put a topical anesthetic in your eyes to numb any discomfort, or at least most of it. But that's good because the next step is they pry open your eyes with special tape, and then they use that good old eyelid speculum. Then they'll calibrate the laser and mark your cornea for alignment. Using a suction ring and an extremely precise surgical blade called a microkeratome, the surgeon cuts a flap in your cornea and folds it back. They may also use a laser to do this. You'll be asked to look at a red light, which isn't actually the laser, but it helps center your eye. Now it's laser time! So a laser mixing reactive gases like chlorine and fluorine with inert gases like argon, krypton, and xenon produces a tightly focused beam of ultraviolet light that vaporizes a microscopic portion of the cornea. It's as pleasant as it sounds. Now this is actually a cool laser that doesn't heat the surrounding air or the surface of your eye. Instead, it breaks down the molecular bonds of organic materials. Now the beam itself is microscopic and less than a nanometer wide. The surgeon reshapes the cornea by controlling the size, position, and number of laser pulses applied. Surprisingly, this only takes a few seconds. In my case, I was in and out of that room in 5 minutes. Well, when it's all finished, your corneal flap is replaced and a small antibiotic is added. The cornea heals and rebonds immediately, naturally sealing itself again. Taking into account the time for both eyes, the entire procedure is done in only 15 to 30 minutes from the time you walk in the door to the time they kick you out. After the operation, they'll give you something to cover up your eyes. For example, I'll be right back. These. Pretty boss, right? So essentially, it prevents you from touching your eyes or getting anything in your eyes, but it lets you see enough to get around. So you'll wear them for the rest of the day, and then you end up sleeping in a mask so that you don't rub your eyes in your sleep. Now you're probably asking, but Jonathan, couldn't there be any side effects? I mean, when a doctor is shooting a laser in your eye? Well, of course there could. Now, most commonly, eyes can be undercorrected or overcorrected, or you might get a small wrinkle when the flap is replaced, and that could cause a blur, but for the most part, these are easily fixed with a second procedure. And I'd be lying if I said there wasn't at least a chance of partial or complete blindness, but it is minuscule compared to the success rate. This is especially true if you're seeing a reputable doctor, like I did. I saw a leader in the field, but keep in mind there are so many unscrupulous practitioners out there that the FDA had to issue a stern warning about dodgy sales pitches underplaying the risks of LASIK. But 25 years after it was invented by Golem Payman, LASIK is safer than ever before. There are other types of eye surgery too, including radial keratotomy, automated lamellar keratoplasty, and photorefractive keratotomy. All of them, however, involve slicing up your cornea to some degree. Now I've got a question for you. Have you had LASIK or any of these other surgeries, and how did it work out for you? Let us know in the comments below, and make sure you share this video with everybody you know or they will come and gouge out my eyes. And if you enjoyed it, like it and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you again soon.